You know that feeling, don't you? That that almost primal urge to take a side, to commit to something or someone.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We feel it all the time.
Right. In arguments, relationships, work stuff, there's always this pressure, it feels like, to align yourself. But what if doing the opposite? What if not committing actually gives you, well, surprising power?
It's such a fascinating idea because, we're kind of wired for loyalty, aren't we? For
Yeah.
belonging to the group.
Yeah, commitment is seen as a good thing, a virtue.
Exactly. Trustworthy, strong. But today, we're looking at this principle that honestly flips that on its head. It suggests that real influence sometimes comes from not taking sides, from not committing.
And that's what this deep dive is all about. Our mission today is to unpack how staying independent, strategically independent, can make you, well, magnetic, how it can help you master situations, maybe even survive really turbulent times.
We've got some amazing stories lined up.
Yeah, stories that might genuinely make you rethink loyalty and allegiance. So let's jump right into this first big idea, the allure of the uncommitted. You mentioned power is lost when others feel they possess you. What's really going on there?
Well, it's quite deep, actually. The second someone feels like they've got you, that your loyalty is locked down,
Uh-huh.
something psychological shifts. The chase, the mystery, it kind of evaporates. You become, well, predictable. And that can sort of lessen your perceived value.
Ah, that's
So by keeping that bit of distance emotionally, strategically,
Mm.
you actually amplify desire. You become more interesting, more ungraspable.
This is not about being disliked, it's about being more valuable because you're not easy to pin down. That sounds like power right there.
Precisely. When you hold back a bit, you often gain respect, not anger. You seem powerful because you're not just falling into line like most people do. That powerful aura, it just grows.
And Queen Elizabeth I, wow, she was a master of this, wasn't she? When she took the throne, 1558, the pressure on her to find an heir, it must have been suffocating.
Oh, immense. Almost unbearable. Everyone thought she had to marry, but like you said, they were constantly arguing about who.
So how did she handle that? All that pressure, national, international?
She basically turned it into her superpower.
Yeah.
I mean, she had English nobles like Dudley and Essex practically falling over themselves,
Right.
but also kings, princes, Spain, Sweden, Austria. They all wanted to marry her. An alliance with England was a huge prize.
And she just played them.
An elaborate game, yeah. Never quite saying no, never quite saying yes, sending mixed signals all the time. She became this object of fantasy, almost worshipped.
So what was the strategic win, especially with, you mentioned the Duke of Anjou, someone she supposedly found, well, repulsive.
Yeah. That's where her genius really kicks in. See, around 1570, things were getting tense with the Dutch revolt, and an alliance with France looked really smart.
Yep.
So Elizabeth starts this intense flirtation with the French king's brothers, Anjou, then Alençon. With Anjou, she's apparently laying it on thick public kisses, pet names, even though behind the scenes,
Wow. All for the treaty.
all for the treaty. And it worked. She secured peace with France around 1582, and once that was locked in, she politely but firmly ended the courtship. Huge relief for her, I imagine.
And the payoff was huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She stayed the Virgin Queen, avoided all the drama her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots, went through: bad marriage, internal fights, husband trying to grab power.
Right.
Elizabeth instead presided over this incredible period of peace, cultural flourishing. She famously said, "I would rather be a beggar and single than a queen and married." She knew the power of staying uncommitted.
So the core lesson here seems to be withholding commitment isn't just about attention, it's about leverage, real leverage.
Exactly. And it's not just about image. It makes others invest in you, emotionally,
So
politically.
you encourage the attention, accept the gifts even.
Oh, absolutely. Encourage it, stimulate interest, accept the favors. But, and this is crucial internally, you have to stay aloof. You cannot let yourself feel obligated.
Because obligation is the trap.
It's the first step to losing that power, that ungraspable quality. Once you feel obligated, you're starting to be controlled.
It's amazing how this pattern just keeps showing up. Across history, different fields. Like Alcibiades,
Right.
Greek guy, right. Brilliant, but kind of unreliable.
Mercurial is a good word, a total master of strategic defection. He gets hit with these trumped-up charges in Athens, so he flees, first to Sparta, then later to Persia.
And what happens?
Suddenly, both Athens and Sparta are desperate to get him back on their side. Why? Because he has influence with the Persians.
Ah, so he's in the middle.
Exactly, holding all the cards because he's committed to nobody but himself. He plays one side against the other, promising help, making them compete for him. He ends up with way more power than if he just picked a side early on.
Wow. And then there's Henry Kissinger. 1968 U.S. election. This story is wild. Rockefeller's bid fails. Kissinger was with him.
Right. So what does he do? He calls Nixon's team, offers inside info on the Vietnam peace talks. Pretty bold.
But he didn't stop there.
No. At the exact same time, he goes to the Democrats, to Hubert Humphrey's team, offers them help too, even gives them dirt on Nixon's plan.
That's audacious, doesn't even cover it.
And listen to his quote. It's incredible. "I've been in this game too long to commit myself. You can be sure of my loyalty to whoever wins."
Unbelievable. And it worked. He landed on his feet no matter who won.
Totally. Served under Nixon, somehow survived Watergate when more loyal guys got the boot, stayed on under Ford. That distance, that non-commitment, let him navigate chaos.
It's a really stark point, isn't it? People who jump in too quickly often get less respect. Their help feels cheap.
Whereas the ones who stand back, everyone wants them. Their aloofness is like a magnet. Even artists like Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Once he got famous, he wouldn't commit to one dealer.
Really?
Yeah, seemed totally uninterested in their services, drove them nuts. They fought over him, and his prices just went up and up.
And Kissinger used this internationally too, right? With the Soviets in China.
Oh, yeah. The Secretary of State, he wanted to talk with the Soviets. But instead of just offering concessions, he starts cozying up to China.
Which would freak the Soviets out.
Exactly. It infuriated them, scared them, pushed them to the negotiating table without Kissinger really giving much away up front. It's like that old seduction advice from Stendhal. Want to woo the woman, court her sister first, create that challenge, that desire.
It makes sense. Balthazar Gracian put it so bluntly. Do not commit yourself, for that is to be a slave. Keep yourself free.
Powerful words. It's about freedom, ultimately, freedom of action.
Which brings us nicely to part 2. Staying above the fray, benefiting from other people's fights. So what's the core idea here? Why not just jump in and help? Or pick the right side?
It really boils down to conserving your own energy, your resources, time. Why get dragged into petty squabbles that drain you?
So you watch, maybe look interested.
Right? Seem supportive even, but stay neutral deep down. Let the others wear themselves out. Then you can step in, maybe even mediate, or just capitalize.
Capitalize, or even stir things up a bit.
Well, yes. The shrewd player might subtly encourage conflict between rivals, then position themselves as the indispensable go-between, gaining power from the friction they might have helped create.
We see this in old stories, right? Fables.
Oh yeah, like the wounded fox. He sees these kites and crows arguing over who gets to eat them.
Okay.
So he uses flattery, tells the kites, "Oh, you're far superior. You deserve the best part of my head and brain."
Oh, no.
Oh yes. Full-on war breaks out. Kites versus crows. They fight themselves to exhaustion, loads of them die. And while they're distracted, the fox recovers and slips away.
Clever fox. And there was another one, a cat.
The Grimalkin, yeah. A cat manipulating an eagle and a sow who live near each other. Tells the eagle the sow is plotting to undermine her nest tree. Tells the sow the eagle plans to eat her piglets.
Pure manipulation.
Total lies. But the eagle gets scared, stops hunting. The sow gets scared, stops foraging. Their babies starve.
And the cat.
Feasts on the dead young. Grim, I know. But these fables, they really hammer home the point. Like that ancient Chinese saying, when the snipe and the mussel struggle, the fisherman gets the benefit.
It's a powerful, if slightly chilling image. So who in history really nailed this art of neutrality during the Renaissance, maybe?
Isabel d'Este, Duchess of Mantua. You have to picture Mantua, a tiny little state stuck right in the middle of Italy, constantly under threat from the big players. Venice, Florence, Milan, Rome, plus France, Spain.
A tough spot.
Definitely. And Isabella, often running things while her husband was away, faced this huge test in 1498. King Louis XII of France invades Milan. Now, Isabella was actually close with Milan's ruler, Sforza. You'd think she'd have to pick a side.
But she didn't. How does she keep Mantua safe from Louis? And later, from someone like Caesar Borgia, that guy was ruthless, just swallowing up territory.
She was brilliant. Instead of taking sides with Milan, she focused on charming Louis XII. Gifts. Amazing ones, like a mechanical lion Da Vinci supposedly made for a party. Witty letters. Flattery. She completely won him over. Secured his personal promise to protect Mantua.
Wow. And Borgia, how did she handle him?
Even trickier. She knew you couldn't trust him, but you couldn't afford to offend him either. So, more gifts, falcons, perfumes, fancy masks, more flattery. She even made him godfather to her son.
Seriously?
Yes, all while politely, but very firmly, finding reasons why his troops couldn't possibly be housed in Mantua. Just wasn't convenient, you see.
And it worked. He just left Mantua alone.
He did. While he conquered basically everything else around him, Mantua was spared. But her real masterpiece, that came later, when her own brother sided with the French against Pope Julius II. Isabella was caught right in the middle, ally with France, ally with the Pope. Either way was dangerous.
So what did she do? She couldn't just stay out of it, could she?
This is where she played the double game. It was incredibly risky. She convinced her husband to go fight for the Pope.
Okay, picking a side then.
Not quite. She made sure he didn't fight too hard, just enough to look loyal. But at the same time, she secretly helped the French troops, gave them passage information.
No way.
Oh, yes. She even arranged for the French to pretend to raid Mantua, to make it look plausible to the Pope that she couldn't stop them. Like, oh dear, we've been invaded.
That is next-level maneuvering. Astonishing. And Mantua, what happened?
It worked. Mantua was left untouched. Surrounded by constant war and chaos, this tiny state didn't just survive, it thrived. Isabella's court became legendary, the envy of Italy, and Mantua stayed independent for another century after she died.
Incredible. Her lesson was really about conserving energy, wasn't it? Don't get sucked into other people's messes.
Precisely. Her power came from seeming interested in everyone, being friendly to all sides, but committing only to Mantua, to herself.
So the keys to power here really seem to be self-control and timing.
Absolutely. Mastering your own emotions is paramount. You can't get sucked into their drama, their whirlpool of emotions, as the source puts it. You have to seem engaged, but inside. Keep that cool detachment.
And patience. Waiting seems key.
Yes. Slowness can be a weapon. Waiting lets you see how things play out, position yourself perfectly, like that Chinese ruler Huan advised to just wait while Qin and Aching duked it out.
And then
Then he steps in, looks like the hero rescuing Aching, and easily conquers the now exhausted Qin. Brilliant timing.
And sometimes you don't just wait, you actively play both sides, like Castruccio Castracani. He wanted Pistoia.
Yeah, ruler of Lucca. Pistoia was torn between two factions, the blacks and the whites. Classic internal conflict. Castruccio goes to both sides, promises them aid against the other, sends troops marching towards both their gates.
Okay, what's the play?
His troops meet up, unite, seize the town together, get rid of the leaders of both factions, and boom. Pistoia belongs to Castruccio. Ruthless, but effective.
It's like that fable again, the fox and the cheese. The cat and dog fight, the fox mediates.
And keeps balancing the pieces by nibbling away until the whole cheese is gone. It's all about preserving your own strength, your autonomy, your cheese, if you will, rather than wasting it on others' fights.
It reminds me of Talleyrand, the French statesman.
Yeah.
During the 1830 revolution, hearing the bells, we're winning.
Right, and when someone asks, who's we?
He says, shh, not a word. I'll tell you who we are tomorrow. Perfect illustration.
Yeah.
Don't commit too soon.
Exactly. Rushing in loses you options, loses you respect. People wonder, if you commit that easily, can you uncommit just as easily? Think about George Washington, too.
As president.
Yeah. Huge pressure to ally with France or Britain. Post-revolution, everyone had opinions. But Washington refused. He prioritized America's independence, its autonomy, stayed neutral.
And earned massive respect for it.
He did. It established the U.S. as its own power, not just a pawn. The source uses this image I love.
Yeah.
A thicket of shrubs. In a forest, shrubs get tangled up, right? They cling to each other, restrict each other's growth. Only the plant that keeps its distance, that stands apart, can actually grow tall and strong above the tangle.
That's a great metaphor. Standing apart allows you to grow. But surely this non-commitment thing, it can go wrong. You can take it too far.
Oh, absolutely. That's the crucial reversal, the nuance here. It's a powerful strategy, but like any power tool, misuse it and you get burned.
How so?
Well, if you play too many sides against each other, too, obviously, they're going to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
They might just decide to gang up on you. See you as the real problem.
Okay. That makes sense.
And also keeping people dangling forever. That initial allure, that desire you cultivate, it can curdle into distrust. People just get tired of waiting, lose interest, and walk away. You can overplay your hand.
So there's a balance. Maybe sometimes you do need to commit, at least outwardly, to show you're capable of loyalty.
Exactly. Sometimes a strategic commitment, even if just for appearances, might be necessary. Prove you can form attachments. But the core principle, the real lesson, still holds. Always keep that inner independence. Always have that unspoken option to walk away if things go south.
And those connections you made while everyone was courting you.
They become your potential escape routes, your safety net. So the mastery isn't just non-commitment, it's maintaining that inner freedom, that optionality, even within commitments.
Wow. So today we've really dug into this surprising power of, well, holding back,
Yeah.
of non-commitment, from Queen Elizabeth's playing empires off each other.
To Alcibiades switching sides strategically, Castracani seizing a town by playing factions.
Yeah.
Even that crafty fox.
Right, the ability to stand apart, to observe, to avoid getting entangled. It's clearly been this potent force throughout history for independence, for influence.
Yeah, it really comes down to valuing your own energy, your own focus. Every bit you spend on other people's drama is energy you don't have for your own goals. You might worry about seeming, I don't know, cold or aloof at first.
Yeah, that's the fear, isn't it?
But ultimately, that independence, that self-reliance, it earns more respect in the long run. It puts you in a position of strength where you choose when and how to engage rather than being pulled in by obligation.
So, thinking about all this,
Hmm?
how does this deep dive resonate with you listening right now? Where in your life, relationships, work, maybe just group dynamics, could this idea of strategic aloofness or maybe just pausing before you commit give you a new perspective, maybe a path to more autonomy?
In a world that's constantly pushing us, pick a side, declare yourself, be for this or against that. What would it actually look like for you to cultivate that inner independence? And what kind of power, maybe unexpected power, could that unlock if you just strategically held back a little more often?